So if we look at the Chinese, I would say the Chinese growth model, they are definitely looking at a few things. The 3 pillars, as you mentioned, Marion, is definitely what they're basing on. And one of the pillars would be the domestic consumption, another would be domestic investment, and then a third one will be net exports.
So they are investing in this, or what does this mean to a business owner here in the United States that they should keep their eyes on?
Okay, if we're looking at, for example, domestic consumption, we have already come up with some numbers just now. Domestic consumption, we have to look at maybe China as 2 different economies, because there are about 500 million in the urban area and about 700 million in the rural area in China, and about 100 million is migrating from rural to urban. So if we look at domestic consumption, we need to sell to the Chinese market. You have to determine whether you're selling to the urban area or the rural area. Urban area, we came up with some numbers just now. 170 million are willing to spend quite a bit of money in buying things, whereas in the rural area, it may not be the case because branded goods may not be what they're looking at. And if we look at the Chinese stimulus plan, quite a bit of money was being allocated to the rural area, helping them to buy home electronics and buy vehicles. And the vehicle may not be a passenger car. It could be like trucks or farm equipment for them to do production. So domestic consumption definitely is huge, and I was in a closed-door meeting in Beijing in November, and they're talking about putting a lot more emphasis, too, in the servicing industry in China, that it's not more than 40, I think it's like 39% of the GDP is in the servicing area, where they would like to definitely increase it a lot. And it is also part of, well, working with domestic consumption. So, for example, if it's a foreign company, a U.S. company, looking at China, you don't only sell goods to China, you can also sell services to China, or you can sell training services to China, because there is a certain area in the servicing industry that they need help. And if we look at domestic investment in that sense, definitely the stimulus plan is putting a lot of money into infrastructure, but at the same time, if somebody is going to build infrastructure in a remote area, there will be a lot of things needed. You need housing or temporary housing for these people. You need water, you need food, you need all kinds of other things that can be supplied. So even though it's domestic investment, it is also bringing up domestic consumption as well.
Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. So business owners who can play in these areas, including services, don't think services are out of it, and keeping in mind the importance of education within this culture. You mentioned training services as one thing that could be in demand.
Right. And if we look at domestic investment as well, a lot of money is being put into environmental related, clean water, solar energy, and all kinds of other areas that we in the U.S. can participate. If we talk about clean water, for example, China needs a lot of water and needs a lot of clean water, and they may not at this point have the technology to do it. So American firms have been quite familiar in this area. We can just get water from the tap and drink from there. That's not going to happen in China now. It may happen in China now if we can sell or work with China to use our technology in the U.S. So it's huge areas that we can look at their stimulus plan and supply our technology, our service, or our products.
So clean water, renewable energy, technology innovation are all opportunities then in China.
Yes, if you talk about technology, it's not only high tech, but biotech as well.
Biotech, okay.
Yep.